What's up, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I teach in my Recruiter Mentorship Program. So anyways, my name is Ben Nader. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a recruiting agency. I vlog every single day about entrepreneurship, business, finance, trends like that. If you like that kind of stuff, you should definitely smash that red subscribe button. So as it goes, I get endless inquiries about my Recruiter Mentorship Program, officially titled the Six-Figure Recruiter Blueprint. So basically, I figured this would be a good opportunity to shoot a video and go over the curriculum just to give you guys an idea of what I teach in the mentorship program in case you were wondering about getting in. So here we go. Basically, the program is a 6-week long commitment. So there's 3 pieces. Basically, every week you'll get 2 modules, each being about an hour long. Secondarily to that, every single week we host a group coaching video call where anyone can ask and answer any question they'd like from any of the modules whatsoever. Then, of course, I avail myself one-on-one to go with anybody to answer and ask any question that they would like. That includes walking you through anything that you're dealing with, any challenges or any slack that you need to pick up. Now, I definitely hold all students in the program accountable. So at the beginning, we set goals, we set firm goals that we want to accomplish, and every single session that I meet one-on-one with someone, I ask them where they're at, how far along they are, and tell them exactly what they need to do to get to where they want to be. The ultimate goal of the program is that someone would leave with a signed client and hopefully an actual placement. So the program itself, I really designed to be a structured implementation program. What that means to me is that you implement as you go. So as I teach everything, you're building it and you're putting it all together. So by the end, you have a full-blown recruiting agency ready to go in the box. Week 1 of the program, we go over online presence as well as niches. These are 2 critically important parts of a recruiting agency, and so you definitely need to have your LinkedIn on point, you need to have your social media presence there, and you absolutely need to be on point as far as who you are looking like online. Secondarily to that, niches. So we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, what you need to be looking at as far as your future niche, what you need to be doing right now as far as niches, and how that works starting week 1. Week number 2, I go over something called the recruiting value proposition. So as I've mentioned previously, there's a lot of different reasons why people use recruiters, but it's critically important to understand all of the nuances as to why they actually need you and why you're literally in demand to companies. So they can't actually survive without you at a certain point. So when you understand that with real conviction, it matters a lot to your actual business, to your productivity, and to really hitting big numbers. So by week number 3, we are touching everything technology, automation, CRM, ATS, everything you need to survive in a recruiting agency, right? So we're talking about databases where you put all of your emails, all of your content, mass emailing, following up, utilizing automation tools with LinkedIn, how to use different Boolean strings on LinkedIn, various things like that. Pretty much everything tech as far as recruiting goes. Client acquisition is one of the most important parts of starting a recruiting agency. And so we hit on it early, right in the beginning of week 3. So in that module, this is just part 1 because there is definitely a part 2, and we definitely continue talking about client acquisition throughout the rest of the program. But we start right there discussing messaging, templating, emailing, cold calling, all those sorts of things. Week number 4, we start to talk about different recruiting business models, basically different contracts such as contingent, retainer, exclusive, MPC, all of those sorts of things, because we know everybody likes to do unique things and everybody is good at something. So a lot of people like to do MPC and that's their thing. A lot of people just want to go with basic contingency. That's that. Some people want to add exclusivity to their contingency, or some people want to go for the full meal deal and do retainer, and that's just fine too. But we go through all of those different models, all those contracts, what they look like, how they actually work, and basically school everybody on what that looks like. Also in week 4, we are hitting client acquisition part 2. So client acquisition, as I said, is really, really important. So there's definitely a part 2, and we go over the nuances of how to acquire clients, how to start conversations with clients, how to actually close an agreement with a client, all of that. Every single piece and bit of getting a client, getting an agreement signed, and starting to begin working with a client is in week 4. Also in week number 4, we touch on fee structure. So what are you charging your clients, right? Is it low fee, high volume, or is it high volume, low fee, right? Depends on the niche, depends on your expertise, depends on what you want to do. So we basically just discuss the difference between those two, how they work, where you should start, where you should end up, and kind of the trajectory of what that looks like for a new recruiter. Week number 5 is part 2 of candidate acquisition. So recruiting, all things recruiting, screening, interviewing, vetting, phone screens, all of that. We talk about everything basically interview, right? So questions you would ask, questions you don't ask, how you read the candidate, how you understand the needs of the client, the job description, the actual job ad, how you put these things together, how you find the best candidates. That means ways online to do that, ways in person to do that, and various means and nuances of candidate acquisition. In week number 5, as well as going into week number 6, we talk all things contracts. So as we all know, contracts can be incredibly complicated, but they can be very, very simplified if you do it right. So that's exactly what I do in the program. So I go over a multitude of different contracts and I explain each and every single clause and describe why it's necessary, why it must be there, what you can change, what you can't change, what's really important about a contract, and pretty much every single thing you need to know when you start your own recruiting agency about contracts. So the rest of week number 6 is pretty much dedicated to wrap up. So this is a lot of Q&A, a lot of loose strings that we tie up. Anything that you don't understand, we go over, we touch on it, and we definitely make sure that everything is fully wrapped up as far as the program. So I give the curriculum out before students begin in the program so they know exactly what we're going to be doing throughout the entire thing. But at the end, if there's something that was missing or something you didn't fully understand, we go over that entirely and we make sure that your entire experience in the program is wrapped up with full knowledge of how to start a 6-figure recruiting agency. Well, that's pretty much it. That's week number 1 through 6. So inclusive with that is also a once a week group Zoom video coaching call, like I said, where you can ask and have answered any question that you would like from any module of the 12 modules in total, and also the one-on-one mentorship. So usually once per week, I'll meet with every single student, whether you want to do it for 30 minutes or an hour. We'll chit chat, we'll talk about any challenges, work on them, hold you accountable, make sure you're doing what you need to do. And by the end of the program, I want every single person to have a client. I also want to emphasize that when 6 weeks is up, I don't disappear from the program. I am still available for people. So whether it's on, Facebook Messenger or email or phone call, Zoom video, whatever you need, as long as you just want to hit me up, schedule a time, I am available to students in the program. So that's how the program works. If any of you have questions about that, links are all in the description and you can definitely ping me about it. So I hope that was an informational video about the mentorship program. I hope that answered a lot of questions. If you have any interest again whatsoever, links in description. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well as the alert button so you know every single time I come out with a new video. Until then.